South Africa and Germany will work together to help temper the energy crisis in the country. It was announced during an official visit by German Chancellor Angela Merkel. President Cyril Ramaphosa also expressed the need to increase investment by German companies. About 600 German companies do business here and employ over 100,000 people. Our political editor Mzwandile Mbeje joins us now in the studio to discuss this South Africa-German relations. They last year agreed to strengthen bilaterals, and we saw trade between South Africa and Germany last year at least total about $285 billion. So quite a lot invested between the two countries. Absolutely, and the fact that it's still increasing, I think it's good news for both countries. And not only that, even there is a balancing of trade. Remember, it was heavily skewed in favor of Germany, but somehow that gap is narrowing, so which then advantages both countries. So it does show that there is huge potential. And of course, with Germany committing to even do more, I think that can only be good news for President Ramaphosa, who's been very big on trying to attract investment, because, you know, in order to be able to stem the tide of unemployment that is in the country, you've got to have huge investments in the country so that at least we are able to address that. I wonder just how much Brexit was discussed and what that means, especially for South Africa. It also means that Germany will be able to take advantage of what the UK may be prevented from doing as being no longer a member of the EU. But how much leverage does it give South Africa? Well, we did pose that question to say, given that one of the big members of EU is now gone, so what does that mean, and what sort of opportunities that South Africa can take? I think Chancellor Merkel basically said, currently there is nothing that changes. So, but you know that they're going to be engaging with the UK in terms of renegotiating many issues. So that's where you'll then be in the clearer picture if there are issues really that will now mean South Africa could benefit more. But you know that on the other hand, UK is also aggressive in making sure that it makes trade deals with individual countries. So it does seem that perhaps at the end of the day, it could be a win-win situation for all. Let's talk about areas of cooperation. We all know the automotive industry between South Africa and Germany, there are very strong ties. But interestingly enough, one of the things that Germany obviously is seeking to cooperate with South Africa is that of climate change. So I want to look at the automotive industry and the issue of climate change. Any discussion on how they can reimagine this relationship? Yes, in fact, even looking at the issue of them committing to help us in terms of energy, they specifically said at SABC, we will help you replace your coal-fired stations. You know how much that impacts on generally the climate. So those issues really, with Germany having gone through the similar process, so they've got the experience. They say, we will help you go into renewables, we will use the expertise. And not only that, they also committed, in fact, signed an agreement on making sure that they're giving us more vocational training on a number of issues. So Germany investing, giving us technical skills, and of course helping us with the issue of energy was really, I mean, you could see that I think it really struck the right note with the president. So a final question, Mzwai, is the issue of investing in South Africa and helping to create jobs. Germany, the third largest, I think, in terms of its contribution to non-African tourism to South Africa. Any expansion on any of those things? Absolutely. I mean, the reason that this afternoon they went to Roslyn, it's basically a vote of confidence to say, well, we are still interested in investing in your market. And the fact that our tourists, that's the German, are coming here in their numbers does show that they appreciate this country. And if you make this country more accessible, more secure, you will even get a bigger number. You know that tourism is one of the key drivers, because those people coming from abroad, they come with euros, with dollars, with pounds. And of course, that's a huge injection into the economy. So I think South Africa really will have to
look into this, make sure that it creates a very better conducive, because if you're talking about investment, Tsepiso, you also must make sure that those people who are coming are secure. Not only that, even the issue of energy, with Germany promising to help us go through this journey, it could only be good news if it's implemented.
So I thank you very much, SABC Political Editor Mzwandile Mbeje, just reflecting on the talks between German Chancellor Angela Merkel and President Cyril Ramaphosa earlier on.